Oh, Super Chris. Right?
Super
There
Chris.
he is. All right, so for those of you just tuning in, this is going to be the Stellar Division Finals. It's going to be a matchup between the disadvantaged leaguers on the right-hand side, or red side for Game 1, and I'm Yordles on blue for Game 1, and we should be getting this underway in just a second. Co-casting with me tonight is the one, the only, Tuba.
Aw, yeah.
And we're going to see how long I make it, because I just had 2 bowls of chili, and this is going to make this cast quite fun.
Nice, nice. I just had a chocolate glazed donut.
Ooh. Just nothing like 9 o'clock donuts, man.
Nothing like
Straight up. It's the best, right? It's
Almost
like
as good as 9 o'clock chili.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, man. We got people filtering in to the Streamerino. We got matching icons on both teams. Oh, my God, the synergy.
Yeah, I'm impressed by the matching icons.
The synergy.
This is like semi-final level.
Yeah.
Or is this finals?
This is finals. This is finals
never
for the
mind.
Stellar Division.
That's like, no wonder these teams made it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the icon
icons,
matching.
Yeah.
It's all about the icon matching.
Arcade versus the classic Rose.
Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to get underway here. I'm
Trying
trying to remember.
Versus old. It's perfect.
I've seen. We just cast Disadvantaged Leaguers, I think, last week, right? We didn't cast.
Yeah.
No, we cast I'm Yordles. We didn't cast Disadvantaged Leaguers. That's right. We cast Yordles.
Wait, which team is which again?
Disadvantaged Leaguers on the right. That's DVL. And then Yordles on the left.
Yes, we cast Yordles last week.
Nice. So, I'm trying to remember what happened in that game. Like, what were the priority picks? Canthor's Malzahar, I remember getting banned. Monte Carlo Method played Was it Heckram or Zach?
It was Zach and then Sejuani, I think, in the second game. Yeah. I believe Zach was banned the second game. So we'll see if Disadvantaged Leaguers picks up on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened in Disadvantaged Leaguers series, except that they won it. I know that one for sure. Mm-hmm. Unless there was some kind of crazy collusion going on. We got a Vantage League scandal.
Yeah, there's big scandals around.
Hey, man, nothing like a good scandal. I'm so confused about the chat right now. And you are. I was going to do some pregame stuff, but I just was playing Earth. It turns out Vayne really, really unfair in that mode.
Yeah.
You could just spam Q over and over and over and over. She kills the tower in like 3 seconds flat. It was the dumbest thing.
Morgana was pretty fun when I played against her. It's just like once you get hit by one binding, you're pretty much just like perma stunned.
I got Alistar the first game I played, and that seemed like it would have been good, but I was playing against Vhagar, so it wasn't good. And then Vayne was in 2 of the 3 games, and she was the winner. Vayne seems good. Jax seems good.
Yeah, Jax is like just permanent kind of.
Maokai is really good.
Yeah, totally.
Anybody that can get untargetable like that, Xayah is really, really good. Cassio. No, I didn't. You're not the real Death by Cows, dude. I don't believe you. What's the difference between Earth Morg and regular Morg? You're snared either way.
It feels like that.
Right.
But the permanent black shield was pretty frustrating, too.
Oh, like playing against Janna. Permashield on Janna is really good, too.
Yeah, that is, again, something that's like, well, regular Janna and Earth Janna both are permanent shields. And...
Yep. Someone has a cat emergency. What is this, Cutie Pie stream? Oh my god. Remember when I said my typing was just took a hit? I literally had to respell that word 4 times. Oh man, 15-second Earth for small cat dude. There he is.
Yordles was the 4th seed, correct?
Yordles was the. No, that was in Supernova, but apparently that happened in this division too. I think, right? I don't remember if they were. I think that match was 2 and 3, if I remember right. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I could look really quick, but yeah, let me take a look real quick. I'll just bring it up on the other monitor real quick. So convenient. Nar targeted at Evia's Bay. That's, I think, his best champion by a long shot.
And a really good champion in the current meta too. So
absolutely.
If you insist.
Swain, I believe. Icky Runner is Cheese Nub, I think. No, it's not Cheese Nub. It's. Oh, you guys can't name change. You're killing us. We don't know who's who anymore. So, Stellar Division is predominantly silver players, I think. Maybe some high bronze. I think it's silver. Like, I think it's like low silver all the way up to low gold, generally speaking. These are the 1 and 2 seeds from the regular season. Disadvantaged Leaguers was 5-0-1. I'm Yordles was 3-2-1. So
I'm just mad.
I'd imagine Disadvantaged Leaguer is a moderate favorite going into this. Not that I'm gonna start the sports book for Vantage League. Here we go. That's it. Shogath super good on this patch. Kled three top lane bans at Evia's Bay. Ari at Icky Runner and Zach at presumably Monte Carlo Method, like you were saying. Probably suspecting that after last week's performance.
yeah, no surprise there. Certainly, their opponents last week learned the same thing. I'm sure. So
Yeah, Sejuani kind of rising in priority. Oh, the Urgot. Is this gonna be the first Urgot? It's the first Urgot I've cast since the rework.
I found Urgot to be actually pretty lackluster. He's got really good burst, but then it seems like you can just fight him after he has a very long wait for a second, for his cooldowns to be back up. If he just uses his full burst, he does not have good sustained damage.
Yeah.
So it's easy when you're playing against him to get scared off right away because he take a lot of damage. But if you just keep fighting him, then I found him to be pretty lackluster.
Well, he's kind of in the vein of like a Swain type, where it's like it's a lane bully. It's very, very difficult to lane against in certain matchups, and he can get far enough ahead from that it seems like he's really broken. But ultimately, he's like kind of like an assassin. Like it's a 1-for-1 champion. Like his cooldowns are so long, and maybe he gets one person, but like you were saying, like it takes.
He's not easy to team fight with too. Like it seems like when you ult somebody, like they probably would have died anyway. So. I'm curious to see how Eevee does on him. He definitely can be a lane bully, especially to a melee champion.
And with the Nor off the board,
I feel like eventually he might settle into the place where like you pick him as a counter pick. Like Eevee chose to blind pick him in this sense, but
it might be calling Lost Manifesto out.
Yeah, I mean maybe it is a
maybe.
Sejuani top, but
coming in with the rest of the picks in the first round here, Corky Thresh, presumably mid lane. The high power pick Tristana got all the way to the third portion of the draft there. Victor, relatively safe blind. It's not really blind, it's probably Corky mid. So that matchup's sort of in Victor's favor, but with gank assistance, it's very, very much in Corky's favor, whereas the other way around, Corky can always just get away from a gank. So straight up 1v1, it's like 50-50, but package and with gank assistance, it favors the Corky. So he's going to have priority over a lot of it, but more or less, once Victor gets his first upgrade, they're going to clear against each other, and it'll be a farm lane. Both of them scale pretty well.
If I want your opinion,
Zyra and Morgana, a lot of bans being lobbed at the support, Super Chris 92. Then we're going to have Vi and Warwick. Jungle Pool getting pretty pinched, but I don't know what the pick is going to be here. Maokai still available. Pretty popular champion right now, in case...
Nocturne.
Is that actually going to be a Nocturne? Yes, it is. Wow. Okay. So, Nocturne picked on the side of Disadvantaged Leaguers. There's the Maokai. Pretty tough not thinking... I mean, draft's not done yet, but when you get Maokai, Sejuani, Tristana on this patch, it seems
it's
pretty
a pretty
good
power pick, yeah.
They are not particularly difficult to play or execute on. A lot of synergy with each other, too. That being said, they don't have that good of a way to get to Corky right now, but...
And a lot of damage coming out on Disadvantaged Leaguers, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of burst, I should say.
And Lucian? That's got to be a placeholder pick. I assume it's a placeholder. Yeah, I just got a message. Lucian is Nautilus. Okay.
Hooks in the bot lane. Surprised no Ardent Sensor coming out. I mean, none of the Ardent Sensor supports are banned, and none of them are picked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I look at the plethora of CC on the side of I'm Yordles, and I favor that. I mean,
Yeah.
Disadvantage Leaguers has to snowball this game in a big way, like a ridiculous way, or I don't see them winning.
Yeah, because Nocturne's not going to kill a front line later in the game.
Yeah.
Caitlyn, though pretty good, is not the best tank killing AD carry.
And it's not like her damage is that much greater or that much less. I mean,
Yeah.
Tristana
And
matches
Urgot-
it or does more. So
Urgot can't break through a front line. He builds Black Cleaver, but he doesn't have the DPS to break through a front line.
yeah.
He's all burst.
I think it's a heavy draft win for I'm Yordles.
I'd agree, yeah.
I mean,
But, execution matters, and there's always windows of opportunity.
absolutely. I mean, that being said, so they need to snowball, but they do presumably have a winning top lane because it's going to be a Nocturne top, or not Nocturne, Maokai top against the Urgot.
Yeah, Maokai, I don't know. I'm always of the opinion that Maokai just, is able to survive tough lane matchups. He's got so much sustain with his passive, and as long as he's able to get some auto attacks off for his passive, he's okay.
We'll have to see how good Evia's Bay's Urgot is, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if he is a Narmane too, that's kind of a similar role in lane you're going to play. You're the ranged bully versus the melee, so.
I'm going to take a quick peek at Evia's Bay's main account here to see if it's something he's been playing a lot of. He's got a flex game. He's got about 3 games in the last 3 days on it, so it is something he's been mixing in from time to time. Doesn't look like he's put a ton of It is his 9th most played on this patch. Or on this season, not this patch. 7 and 9. So I mean, the numbers look good. Win rate doesn't, but the numbers look good.
Yeah, I'm looking at Icky Runner
If you insist.
with a 70% win rate on RA too, so that's clearly why the RA ban's coming in. Yeah.
I mean, is there a chance this is Urgot support and Nautilus top?
Ooh, it looks like Lost. I didn't realize Lost Manifesto is a heavy Swain main.
Yeah.
He's got 180 Swain games, and
Playtime's over.
next most is 40 on Tryndamere. But he's got 35 Maokai games, so he's no stranger to Maokai.
Yeah, I don't know. Swain's a champion that, I mean, it's if the other person's comfortable on it and you don't know matchups or how to play against it in particular, it can be
tricky,
really annoying. Kind of in the same vein as Teemo, where it's it can really just take you out of the game if you're not careful.
Yeah.
You just got to be patient. But unlike Teemo, it actually has some presence in team fights. And
Also worth saying that Super Chris got his most comfortable champion with his most played games, most played support is Nautilus.
I just think that front line is so big.
Yeah. I mean, Nautilus, Maokai, Sejuani, that's so much CC and
then even
so much tankiness.
Even what's the best case scenario for disadvantaged leaguers? One is 100% not 5v5, that's for sure. So they're gonna be looking to make picks. So let's think about their pick composition. They have Corki, Tristana, and who was the support again? I'm trying to remember.
I know this. Thresh.
Oh, Thresh.
Another good
Yeah.
pick.
So I mean, there is a world where they just make picks before the 5v5s happen, but as long as Yordles just realizes that's what they're going to be looking for, then I really don't see how this can go poorly. But you know what I mean? Yeah, execution matters, but this is the kind of thing
If
where
I
it's
want
such a
your
drastic
opinion,
difference
I'll
that
beat it out of you.
they can actually.
Yeah.
I think they can
You
actually
do
afford to make some
judge.
mistakes and still be fine. They're gonna have to make a
Yeah.
lot of mistakes, or disadvantaged league is just gonna have to get ahead. So.
Yeah, and if they get blazingly far ahead, then yeah, they're gonna be melting front line because if your carry, if Corky's got 2 items on any of the tanks, then Corky's gonna blow up some tanks.
Absolutely.
But if they don't close it out, the game goes too long, then You have to feel like Yordles got it.
Yeah, I mean they do have. They wasn't that a.
They have Vayne last time.
No, they didn't.
That was Caitlyn
It was
before.
Caitlyn, wasn't it?
Or did they call it a placeholder?
No, nobody messaged me. I'll message Evie right now.
If it is Vayne, they are heavily dependent on picks because they're not sieging very much. Yeah.
They didn't know it was an Yordles until after their pick. Oh, the other team didn't communicate that it was on. Okay, the other team agreed. Okay, as long as both teams agreed.
All right.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that's good. That was a good resolution to that. The other team didn't let them know fast enough, so they said, okay, well then this is a placeholder. Let us switch. And the other team was like, that's fair. That was our fault. So, okay, that's
Fine,
good.
as long as they're in agreement. I mean, the Caitlyn was the last pick anyway, so it really doesn't change. It's not like it was the first pick and they went back on it or something. It was the very last pick coming out.
Trying to look through these players here, because I didn't get a chance to look all these people up or anything, but Rage T of J is platinum.
Who's platinum? Oh, the
This
Knocker?
is a little sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. I will message you the link. So, I mean, as it stands, I think a heavy team comp, draft win for I'm Yordles, and I think they honestly just need to chill. Like, I don't think they need to do anything. They just got to play defense.
Platinum 5, Icky Runners Gold 2.
It's close. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I didn't look everybody up, but I know that rating is relatively high for this league.
Yeah.
So
I looked up all the ones on the on Yordles. I just didn't look at the other side.
okay, no problem. It seems reasonable then. I was just curious. That's all. I like to know these things.
Kind of thing too, where he could. I mean, he could have been gold, and then. Well, it looks like he was platinum.
Could have
last
just went
season.
on a run too. You never know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, Corki's slightly favored with Genghis. I mean, the Corki package plus Nocturne is really powerful. Like, they could make some plays happen that way.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, Corki backs gets packaged at 8 minutes. Nocturne 6 by then. They just, 4-man bottom to end lane phase. So Triss doesn't ever get to do her thing in Siege. And maybe they take a dragon or something off that, too. But they don't really have a good way to start a fight. Nocturnal's good, but you don't want to rely on that as your primary engage.
Yeah, it's just going to be thresh hooks, which really sits them heavily into the pick comp strategy.
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, though, so you can thresh hook, and then Vayne can just DPS the target that's CC'd, and Vayne can, that's what Vayne's good at, is just killing what's in front of her.
But with 3 heavy frontliners,
yeah, and
there's not a lot of hook targets, and Tristana can jump out of hooks, so it's Victor's the only reliable hook target.
Yeah. Well, no, what I'm saying is, though, you can just hook one of the tanks if you absolutely need to,
Oh,
and
sure,
just start
yeah,
a fight that way.
And Urgot's ult can execute a tank pretty well, but the timing on it is a little hard because if you throw down the ult and you don't DPS them enough, and your ult times out, then it's a wasted ultimate.
Yeah.
So his ult's trickier than it seems.
Yeah, I'm heavily leaning toward Yordles in this game.
Yeah.
I would say they take this game, but we'll have to find out.
But it is a best of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they take game 1 off of a champion select, it's totally possible for disadvantaged leaguers to recognize their disadvantage and make a change for game 2. But probably premature to say something like that since the game hasn't even been played yet.
That's right. So, it's so weird. We've been doing these massive group casts, and now that it's down to 2 people, I'm like, oh, there's way more space to fill with this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Normally I'm the one talking a lot, but
Yeah.
let's see. Summoner choice is quirky with the exhaust. I like that choice. I was wondering if we'd see like no double TP. Ignite on the Thresh, which I think is probably right against the squad, especially because they're gonna need to snowball. And here we go into game 1. As soon as it loads. This is stuck for you too.
I'm gonna miss this arcade setup when it's gone. I've been enjoying it.
This game's stuck at 0 for you. Oh, there it goes. Okay,
Yes,
never mind.
yes.
We got it. Took just a second. I think level 1 also heavily in favor of my Yordles, so they could. I don't think it's unreasonable for them to force the issue at level 1. I know Urgot's got a decent level 1. If he takes, I think.
If you go into Urgot level 1, like if you invade and he's waiting in a bush, he can put out so much damage AoE at level 1.
Looking like it's just going to be a fan out by disadvantage.
Like he's almost on like Braum level where you just can't invade against him.
Got not a 5-point, but a pseudo fan out, and then a stack by I'm Yordles here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Do like the ward on blue, just to
Yeah, I was gonna
not
say,
a ward,
yeah.
the sapling.
I found it interesting. Both teams warded the pixel brush.
Yeah, on the separate sides of the river. Maybe
Yeah.
scouting a little bit of invades. Could just be
Hitting
caution
is like
too.
boxing with
And that's like a relatively low investment.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
mid laners typically don't, they're not looking to get ganked before,
Minions have spawned.
3:20-ish, 3 minutes or so. So
Sure.
their ward's going to be back up by the time it matters. We're going to get a leash on blue buff for Nocturne. No, not all
Evia's
Nocturnes.
Bay
Go ahead.
making the right skin choice, at least. This giant enemy crab god is a fantastic skin
Absolutely.
after the rework.
Rixie would
I
disagree.
mean, it was
with you,
fine
but-
before, but this new one, after the visual update, is a beautiful skin. It's pretty awesome.
Just leash on blue. Bot lane's also going to leash for I'm Yordles.
I'm not a big fan of the sapling star as Maokai top.
Yeah, especially against Urgot, you got to nod. You got to do everything in your
Yeah.
power not to get bullied around early.
Yeah, totally. It's a lot harder to CS with the saplings than it is with, say, like Q.
Look and see. Sejuani grabs red and immediately goes to blue side, not looking to get counter jungled. Super conservative. While Nocturne's
Which,
doing
you have to
full
believe is the only game plan Yordles needs to play this game is
clear. Yeah.
relatively conservative early game, and
I mean, it makes sense. You want to play to your win conditions. And I think the mistake a lot of people make is that they'll have one thing in mind and they get either distracted from in-game events or they let the other team dictate the pace. And you just can't do that. A lot of damage coming out of Swifty or Switchy. You can't let Victor Q you over and over like that. He's eating a lot of poke from Victor Laser and eating Victor Qs as well. And Victor's level 1 and level 2 are actually very, very strong. People don't know that. For a champ that
but
wants to
taking some damage, but has a relatively high CS lead. See if we
roll
can
in
keep
on the
that up.
top lane here, and it looks like
Yep,
he
game coming in on Urgot. It looks like he's actually going to be okay. Did have to blow his flash, but actually putting some good trade back damage onto Sejuani, which damage on the jungler, as a top laner or as any laner, when you're ganked, if you can put damage on the jungler without, dying, it's valuable because making them back when they didn't want to back is.
You can save yourself 30 seconds or so, like save, of nap pressure. Mana's pretty heavily in favor of Eevee's Bay. I don't know if he's just not been using skills. Looks like he's just, pot-shotting at the range autos, but Urgot's mana costs are pretty low, and Maokai's are
Also, because his AoE comes from his passive, he doesn't have to blow mana to.
a lot of damage. All in on the top lane again here. Flash
Gets the
out by
flash out of
Manifesto.
Maokai. Not going to be a kill, but you know, good pressure.
More damage coming on the mid lane here. More aggressive trading between Switchy and Corki Runner. Miss Q. Corki. So he's really trying to just get that wave reset. I don't know why he has to, though. It's coming back to him. Maybe a little, trying to see if he's getting to a certain point. He's at 970 right now. Maybe trying to get to his Sheen before his first back. But so against something like Victor, you a lot of times
Hook comes in on the bottom lane, but nothing going to come of it.
So still CS lead by Switchy here. Growing that slight lead he had earlier up to 10 CS now. Raji, I'm just gonna call it Rage. Ragey. I'm just gonna call it Rage. Or Raji. Rage. We'll say Rage. It's settled. It is known.
Yeah, the you know, choosing to not teleport back to lane from Lost Manifesto loses some CS there. I'm typically a fan of, you know, if you get forced down the lane early, you just blow the teleport and come back to lane, because especially when with like a low contest dragon like Ocean. I mean, Ocean's like a perfectly fine dragon, but basically outside of Infernal, you know, you don't need to do the teleport play early in the game. You can afford to teleport back to your lane.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I do. I mean, something to be said for, like, I mean, again, like, knowing your win condition. Like, if your win condition is just to scale, I think typically you want to get as much farm and XP as you can get while it's free, like, while it's there, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, in the world where the bot lane does snowball, we might have a gank here, hook onto Cantor as Tristana.
Both junglers are bottom.
Heal coming out of Death by Cows, exhaust onto Rage, flash out by Nocturne.
Tristana is very low. Oh, Morvain gets creep blocked and didn't get the auto tech
Didn't get
down.
the auto. Sejuani almost takes Nocturne out, but he's going to walk away from it. Really risky by Cantor to stay here, but feels comfortable enough to do so.
And it has both the summoners up still, so he's feeling okay.
He's at 1384, maybe trying to get boots on top of his BF sword on first back.
Yeah.
Which
And good on Cantor to hold his summoners there too. It's always valuable. You know, if you know you're not going to die, if you know you're just going to get low, hold the summoners and use them as a bait.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really, really patient there. Like, he didn't rocket jump till after Flay, it looked like. He could have rocket jumped the hook initially too, but we won't. A little bit nitpicky. It's just a mechanical error there. Level 6 for Urgot here. Might have a kill on a Lost Manifesto whose flash is still down. There's a Twisted Advance just out of tower range. He's not going to go for the ultimate.
Yeah, misses the flip. Otherwise, that almost surely would have been a kill.
Yeah.
It's that Urgot flip is a lot shorter range than it seems. It's really
Like basically
kind of
it's
tricky to
melee,
hit.
right? It's like Synth flip.
It's a little further.
There it is. Oh, he hops
There
in.
it is,
There
yeah,
it gets
okay.
it again.
This could translate to a kill right here. We'll see.
Damage coming out.
Not
Not
quite enough damage.
Yeah, doesn't look good.
Plus running kind of low there, so.
That was a good Twisted Advance to
Low
get back
mana, that
in
is.
toward his tower again. Nocturne hovering down toward Dragon. Is level 6. Look like we could have an all-in on the bot lane. I'm Yordles stepping up pretty far. Instead is going to look mid.
Always a dangerous play to make, like when you're low health on jungler looking for a gank.
Yeah, spotted on a
Sitting
pink
at
ward
less
in the
than
pixel
half here.
bush. So they know that he's on Raptors. They can now see that he's on Raptors from the Nocturne Q as well. Looks like Yuki Runner got a couple of those. Let's see for sure. Sejuani on the top side, trying to get Lost Manifesto through lane. Lost Manifesto missing a lot of CS. Nocturne ultimate on mid lane. First blood's gonna go on to.
Does go down to the turret though, so it gets a
Rage.
straight back kill.
Yeah, pretty difficult to live through that. So, a lot of turret damage going to come in from Switchy. Might be an overstay here. I'm not a huge fan of unless you're going to get like half of a turret. I'm not a huge fan of staying here.
Sure, yeah.
Like he's gonna be able to shove this wave, but
Yeah.
Sejuani's gonna be there to catch it. He's not gonna be able to back, and all of a sudden Victor's already got first upgrade and boots. He's gonna be able to get back to lane, and
Yeah, and he's sitting at such low mana that he's gonna have to back.
yeah. So he's gonna have to back. He's not gonna miss, and then like for he's gonna have package to help get back to lane, which negates some of that, but you're not really denying that much.
Yeah, since it's a cannon wave, Victor really only misses one melee minion from that.
Yeah, and he's gonna force probably some missed minions on Corki's part. Corki's gonna look for a package play, especially. He's going to pick the package up. Looks like he's just going to head back mid for the time being. Also, Manifesto continuing to fall behind. Looks like he was missing a lot of CS under the turret. He's going to just queue and do that from the top lane. But, again, part of the nature of tanks is they don't... I mean, they need resources, but certain champions like Maokai and like Nautilus in particular are like good low economy characters. Like they don't need a lot of money to do what they do.
Sure, yeah.
But money, I mean, money certainly helps, but so as long as he's not getting too far down, he's going to be doing Maokai things eventually. So
Totally, and he's got like a, you know, it's not like he's the one tank that's supposed to be frontlining. This team has a lot of frontline, which means that he can kind of get away with it being a little more behind than he normally would if he didn't have any other tanks. It is hard for Urgot to freeze as well, which is, you know, Eevee was freezing for a little while, but, you know, Urgot having the passive lane push is a little trickier to freeze.
yeah, Switchy looks like he was maybe going to try to make a bad package play. All in the top lane here. Lost Manifesto getting a lot of damage down onto him. Doesn't look like
I really,
kill.
a classic mistake that lots of top laners do, and I myself have done lots of times. When the going to be a dive.
Yeah, we have a dive top while Yordles taking the water drake. Let's see how much time Eevee's making by. Buys a lot of time. Is he going to trade this back 1-for-1? Just barely doesn't.
So close.
Does get it. A minion does
minion!
finish him off. Wow. That's
well,
a
two dives
great
coming in from
trade.
Nocturne and 2 trade backs is really good for Yordles. Really, really like help for them for their scaling.
And they're going to get a water drake, which is going to help them get through lane phase a lot cleaner. I mean, at this point, is disadvantaged leaguers ahead enough to I mean, at this point, like the percentage is, you know, ticking greatly in favor of I'm Yordles.
Yeah, and you have to believe a big part of that is the trade back kills, you know, from both the dives and Nocturne. You know, if he hadn't died in either one of those, they would have a pretty commanding lead right now.
That caster minion.
I know.
What a legend.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was out.
Yeah.
It looked like he dropped all minion aggro. I didn't even see the
I
animation.
thought he
go
was
off.
too. Yeah.
But it does. Good trade back kill by Lost Manifesto. Like he's behind, but he's kind of doing the Dyrus here, right? Where he's kind of been left alone. I mean, Monte Carlo Method spent like a little bit of time clearing a ward up there top lane earlier, but for the most part, he's been kind of left on his own in a tough lane matchup. And you're getting that trade back kill is massive. Oh, there's going to be a good all-in for Cordior. He lands in the gravity field, eating multiple ticks of the Victor ult. He's going to walk away and flash away. Doesn't look like Sedge Blue ults on that. Decides not to. All in the top lane also. Lost Manifesto dueling it out with Eevee's Day. Eevee's Day looking like... Yeah, this is the Maokai effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Maokai effect. Like, it looked for sure like Eevee's Bay had won that trade. I mean, Lost Manifesto did level up in the middle of that, which helps, but... Nocturne looking bot lane. Ultimate... About 25 seconds or so off cooldown here.
And as expected, pretty heavy CS lead for Tristana. You know, going to be a slightly better laner than Vayne most of the time.
Yeah,
And able to win, but which is always valuable.
Yeah, gold lead's still, 900 in favor of disadvantaged leaguers, but again, is that enough at this point in the game? That's going to be the question moving forward. I mean, Yordles going to have to make a lot of mistakes for this game not to go in their favor, I think. Lost Manifesto going to take some damage, but just barely gets out of range of the Urgot, the patented Urgot hop and flip combo. No.
The old grab and grab.
Yeah, the old grab and grab. Oh no, we got to make that a thing. That has to be a thing. Maokai Ultimate is going to come out. Is going to land.
Urgot's going to die here. He's got
no blast cone. Oh, no. Putting a lot of damage down. Is he going to get the execute? No mana. He doesn't have any mana at all. Oh, he gets the ult. He gets the ult. Is going to get him. Trades it 1-for-1. Oh, my goodness. That had to be... I mean, he had to have exactly gotten the mana as he cast that.
Yeah, he was low mana. I assumed he didn't have enough.
Like, of him standing there, I just assumed he didn't have enough mana. How much mana does this ultimate cost?
100.
Most manas are 100.
100.
100.
Oh, Badger.
Gosh, ladies and gentlemen,
shit.
it is
The one,
up?
the
Badger
only
and me.
Badger.
I'll take over play-by-play from here, boys.
That sounds good.
all yours.
Heavy team for the draft. Heavy team comp advantage for Actually, can you take over play-by-play?
Yeah, I
Not for
can't
this
take over
game,
play-by-play.
can you? You're gonna be delayed.
No, I'm spectating.
Nice.
You got into the game?
Yeah, I'm
What
friends
time
with a
are you
couple
at?
people in this game. I'm about to hit 14:30 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Just clearing the controller out here. A little bit of trading going back and forth between Ica Runner and Switchy. So, does Urgot beat like Maokai in lane or something like that? Because I've seen that a couple times in the last few days.
Yeah, Maokai is. I mean, Urgot's gonna have a CS lead, but Maokai is just so hard to like build up a meaningful advantage against. It seems like Maokai is just always able to be effective, no matter what his
Gotcha.
build is.
It kind of reminds me of like pre-Worlds last year, where the metagame was like all Maokai, Nautilus, Poppy top lane. Ooh, got a hook landing on the top lane here.
Hooking on the bottom lane. Thresh is gonna get playing the Tristan a little bit. Kanthor's gonna have to jump out. Meanwhile, on the top side of the jungle, Rage is taking a stroll into the jungle, and Flash Twisted Advance is gonna come through. The spell shield's gonna come down, but it's not gonna block any damage. And the stun's gonna come in. The Maokai roots are gonna go as well, and Eevee's Bay is gonna get trapped as well. Monte Carlo Method and Lost Manifesto are just locking him down while Ica Runner gets picked up a double kill.
Ooh.
That was clean.
Really,
Yeah,
really
good
decisive.
collapse.
Absolutely
That was
decisive.
super
Yordles.
clean.
I mean, you saw right away what the game plan was. I mean, Lost Manifesto Flash Twisted Advanced into a potential spell shield, which could have been bad, and Rajay maybe could have walked away from that. If he had spell shielded that right away, he maybe could have walked away from that with a Q on the ground and speed from it. But really, really decisive call by I'm Yordles, and they pick up 2 kills for it, right? There's 2 of them.
And they'll get a Rift Herald. I think Monte
Yeah,
Carlo
2
Method
kills.
is gonna be able to finish it.
2 kills and
so.
both on Victor, who is
Yeah.
with a 2 carry comp. Getting some money on the carries is always worthwhile.
Yep, and he'll be able to finish Augment too when he goes back to base. And is he going to build a Ludens next, or what's generally that first item?
Depending, this kind of team comp, it wouldn't surprise me to go Lichbane since he's probably going to be playing front to back.
That's true. That's true.
But one of the
Ludens will be
things,
fine too. A lot of squishy targets. In the
yeah,
early team.
it's likely going to be. I would say it's probably going to be Ludens in this situation, just because a lot. Yeah, like Tim said, a lot of squishy targets. You just want to output damage. Lichbane's
Gotcha.
okay, but you know, Ludens is much safer. The movement speed helps you kite out Vayne, helps you avoid Corki damage. I mean, there's a
Does
chance
Lichbane
he
have
rushes.
movement speed on it too?
What's up?
Does
Oh, Lichbane does.
also have-
Lichbane does have
Yeah.
movement speed, but like, all right, so we got
Oh,
another dragon.
Kanthor's going to jump in, but he's also going to go down on Death by Cows. He's going to get rooted up. He's going to get slowed. Death Charge is going to come through, and the Lantern's going to come in, and that's going to save his life, but that's going to knock up both of them. Meanwhile, the top lane, Eevee's Bay, is going to get the first turret.
So trading back some of the advantage there.
Totally. Yeah. Nice work on EV for extending that lane dominance into your turret.
Do like the trade back going right on the mid with the Rift Herald here.
Yeah. They'll be able to get some good damage down on the tier 2, it seems like, too. So.
So just to finish up the Victor point was maybe a catch on 2.
Oh. And Avant-Garde is going to get caught out. He's going to have to flash. And one more hit from the Sejuani. He's going to get the passive proc as well. The Sun's going to come through. He's going to get CC'd. He's going to get slowed up. Who's going to be able to pick up the kill? Is it going to be Sejuani? Is it going to be Victor? He's going to make it out alive. The Lanterns are going to come in, and the box is going to go down. And Ica Runner is going to pick up his 4th kill of the game at 18 minutes.
Really like
Yeah,
the patience to get Vicky one of that kill. I don't know if you were going to
Totally.
say the same thing.
No, I was just gonna say,
Up. Here comes the Nocturne all down to the bottom, and Rage is actually going to get Sejuani ulted on the back side of it. The spell shield's going to come down, and he's going to create one more hit. The Tristan is going to jump in, and the roots are going to come through, and Lost Manifesto is actually going to be able to pick up the kill. Kanthor, you got to get out of tower range, buddy.
It took him a little while there, I was going to say. Maybe a little too much celebrating. And I'm Yordles.
They're opening this game up.
Couple
Oh, totally,
opportune
yeah.
fights, and we talked a lot about this before the game started. Badger, package play maybe is gonna.
Oh, the Nocturne ult's gonna, or the Maokai root's gonna follow him through the package. And he's gonna get a little bit deep. Eevee's Bane's gonna jump in. He's gonna be able to finish him off. There comes the ulti in, and the suppress is gonna go down. Bane's gonna be one hit from dead,
A lot
and
of Victor
Monte
damage
Carlo's
coming
gonna have to
out.
run for his life.
So much damage coming out from that Victor. Victor almost one-shots 2 people.
Yeah.
Without ultimate, his ult just came back up. He definitely would have killed 2 people instantly.
Oh yeah, he would
if
have
had
melted
ult
them
there.
both. I gotta give a shout out to the package drawing
Maokai all the way into that.
Throwing Maokai all the way
Yeah.
through the duration of it.
Worth noting too that Victor was sitting on almost 4,000 gold during that fight
Yeah,
too. So
just by Lich Bane.
almost one shots two people and
And then just buy straight up Lich Bane afterwards.
Finishes third upgrade and gets the Lich Bane to go with it. Sticking on boots 1. So it is going to be the Lich Bane. Thinking he just wants to burst somebody dead. Now,
yeah,
Lich
nothing
Bane.
wrong with that.
Yeah, Lich Bane. Just to actually finish up because these fights keep happening, but the whole Lich Bane versus Rylai's or Luden's argument on Victor, a lot of it just comes down to whether or not are you just doing generic damage, or are you trying to focus in front of you? Because if you're trying to just kill what's in front of you, then the Lich Bane's very, very good, whether it's tanks or squishies or whatever. But
Zero rotation to the top lane. Here comes Nocturne. He doesn't have Paranoia up yet, so I think they're gonna be all right.
They're
looking to 4-man this.
Really, really good lane assignment here. I mean, it seems pretty rudimentary.
I think a fight's about to break out here. Bane's coming up towards the top side. Thresh is going to be here as well. Monte Carlo Method's going to jump in. He's going to get the 3-proc on down onto it. The Sun's going to go down into the Urgot. Victor All's going to come over the wall. Canthor's going to dive in very deep. He's going to go one hit from dead. Not going to away, but Iku Runner's going to be able to pick up the kill onto Death by Cows with the last tick of the Static Storm. That's what she's in. Bad Splash. Splash is going to come through. Monte Carlo's going to come in. He's going to get the slowdown. He's going to get the passive proc off. It's going to rupture. He's going to take a lot of damage, and he's going to follow it up with the ulti, and Runner's going to pick up his 6th kill. But Rage is going to go in. He's going to fly in. He's going to be one hit from dead. He's going to get taken down. That's going to be a double kill for the Victor, and Evious Bay is going to take the Lantern out from Avant. This ought to be a turret here.
Juani Corky 1v1 last
I saw
for a
that.
long time. Victor comes in for the cleanup.
Oh, here comes Lost Manifesto. He's going to get the root in. Maokai's going to knock Thresh back into it. The box is going to come down, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be able to pick up another kill. Legendary for Icky Runner.
Yeah, just massive Victor at this point.
Yeah. Pretty, I mean, that was kind of a fight fought on two fronts. You had the bot side and the Sejuani Corki, the Corki threatening the flank and Sejuani, dispatching.
He's going to keep going on this.
I think
they just want to fight.
Yeah, getting this far behind against Victor and Tristana with this kind of front line, very, very difficult skill. Badger, one of the things we were talking about going into this game after the draft was, I mean, with this kind of front line, these kind of priority picks, very powerful champions of, a straight up good fundamental 2-core by
Yordles, this is a clean 2-core right now.
Yeah, and a little bit of a more of a snowball-y pick-based competition, or not competition, composition. By disadvantaged leaguers. With that in mind, they had to snowball this game for sure.
Yeah.
The longer it went, the worse it was going to be, and it looked like, that fight top was maybe their last resort.
Maybe.
The longer this game goes, the worse
Victor
it's
has
gonna
2
get
pairs of boots.
I respect that.
Nobody just wears boots. One pair of boots, right?
You got to have your boots too in the actual sense.
Unlike Sork shoes, by the way, these do not stack. Everything on Ionian Boots of Lucidity is unique.
Oh, look at that damage! Icky Runner's doing a lot of damage on the switchy, and he's gonna get hooked in though. His bait's gonna do a lot of damage. Paranoia is gonna come in. He's gonna get one shot. He's gonna get taken down. He's gonna flash over, and that's gonna be the shutdown onto Icky Runner. And this is starting to look for a good fight for disadvantage leaguers. Super Chris is gonna get taken down as well. Monte Carlo Method, is he gonna get hit by the Urgot ulti? Guess not. That's 2 for O. But they are pushing the sides. Lost Manifesto is getting a good push top, and Canthor is on the bottom, and Death by Cows is gonna go meet him here in a second. So this is gonna be mid turret down.
Yeah.
So on the side, Death by Cows.
Yordle's still pushing 2 lanes though.
Yep. Oh, that's the flash, and that's gonna be the kill for Canthor. He's gonna be able to take it down as well. But that's gonna be a second turret dropping in mid. And at this point, at what point do you say, all right, this is actually worth it for Yordles to keep this push up?
Canthor literally tower dove a Vayne, a 1v1 champion getting tower dove by a Shenanigans carry.
He hit her with a bomb, and
Canthor's in a rough place right now though.
Is he gonna be able to escape this? He's gonna run into Thresh.
Oh my god.
He's gonna take the blast gun over the wall, and oh hey, Avant-Garde's gonna sit there. Switch is gonna be able to pick up the kill. And 2 for 1 on turret trades, top lane tier 2 dropping, but 2 turrets in mid dropping for disadvantaged leaders, and Yordles is going to go for this dragon.
So that whole ordeal happened. I'm not sure if Icky Runner was just, it looked to me like Icky Runner was just being disrespectful. Thought that maybe 2 pairs of boots would make him run faster, and that is not the case. Oh,
look at the ult. Switchy, Rage is going to eat the Sejuani ulti. The death charge is going to come through as well. But Monte Carlo method is going to be taken low. Switchy's going to come over the wall with a package, and he's going to be able to take him down. Super Chris is deep in the back line, but he's not going to be able to pick up the kill. On the right, Rage, Rajay?
we've been
I
saying
think
Rage.
Rage, okay.
We don't know if it's right or not, but we've been saying
So, disadvantaged leaders is going to pick up the 2 kills in that situation, and they're going to be looking to push.
Yordles kind of throwing here.
Yeah,
I mean,
some messy mistakes, which is costing them.
I don't know if it was greedy. I mean, you could. I think it's okay to go for that, but you can't go blind. I mean, it wasn't blind entirely, but they had the pit warded, like the golden pit warded. They didn't have vision on the rest of the jungle. You got to know that the other team's gonna be there.
Right, and they just got, and I mean, he contested the blue. Oh, Lost Manifesto is going to be able to get the root down onto Avant-Garde. Cantor is going to come in, red buff slow, Box is going to go down, Victor's going to be able to hit him up, and Cantor is going to finish him off with the crit.
Yeah, Avant-Garde, I'm not sure if they placed that ward or if it was there and he just didn't see it, but no window shopping, fam. You got to check that out.
Oh, man.
So, a little bit sloppy on both teams here. It looked like Yordles kind of threw and gave. I mean, at this point, when you have like a vastly superior scaling composition, I mean, not that Corky and Vayne don't scale, but I just think the general makeup of the compositions.
Well, this is like, Corky usually comes online like 4 minutes ago. Like, he just needs Trinity and that Zeal item, and he just goes, he just hits his spike right then and there, and Vayne's a little bit behind on items too, and so.
Don't usually see static shiv on Corky, it's usually rapid fire, but maybe perhaps.
Yeah. So he's okay. Rage is gonna come in. Death charge is gonna come through. Cantor is gonna be able to pick up the first kill, and they're gonna trade. They're gonna trade Icky Runner for it, and Cantor is going to die as well. This is starting to look bad for Yordles. That's gonna be 3 kills picked up and a double kill for Death by Cows, getting him back into the game.
Yordles needs to realize that the way they win this game is just rolling as 5 people, and they don't have a way to lose if that happens, in my opinion. And
Yeah,
they just
3
are
mistakes
using
in a row in the same like quadrant of the map, just all around this, you know, red side.
Maybe
Blue
thinking
side
they're
over here.
can't tell if it's like disrespect or if they're just not realizing. I mean, so honestly, it's a little disrespect. Like,
Well, I mean, they don't have a gold lead anymore, and I don't think they realize that, because they've been thinking, oh, we've got 4 turrets,
yeah,
we've got a couple dragons.
Yeah,
one.
You got to recognize you're playing against a pick composition. You can't go wandering in the enemy jungle, or you know,
Yeah.
jungle when you got 2 people or 3 people.
I think a lot
Especially
of people.
when.
Go ahead. Tyler.
Go ahead. No, you go
Well,
ahead.
I think what a lot of people don't realize too is people tend to disrespect just how much faster the other team can get into their own jungle, like from their base, and it's you gotta have like a mental clock, like a timer of like how much time you have to get in and get out if you're gonna do something like that. And it doesn't seem like that thought process is going on for Yordles. I still think they're heavily favored to win this game, even with the gold relatively even right now. But they've gotta hunker down and actually
Totally.
They just got a 5-man. That's all they have to do.
They really do. This thing I was gonna say is, I mean, it was 3 there, but it was your 2 carries and the support, and your top laner and your jungler bring a lot of CC as well to the situation, and they were just sitting in mid. They could have easily rotated over. They could have pushed a wave up, got that pushing in, had a little priority there, and then just kind of moved into the enemy jungle with them. So just waiting another like 30 seconds there, and I don't think that actually occurs, and it might have been a 1 fight for him.
Yeah, playing a little bit too fast.
Well, Cantor is pushing bottom, so they're gonna jump onto Icky Runner, and he's gonna get taken down immediately. That's the 8-kill Victor down, and he's gonna be gone for 45 seconds.
8-kill Victor has died 4 times in a row.
Yep,
Or 3
without
times.
getting anything in return.
3 times in a row. Yeah, 8-1 to 8-4. And you know, the splitting Tristan, I'm not sure I agree with.
Yep. So they're gonna jump onto him. Death by Cows is gonna get rooted up. Here comes the Maokai all as well.
Yeah, but they're starting a fight with none of their
Take a
carries
low.
there.
Monte Carlo is gonna be taken down, and this is starting to look bad for Yordles. Disadvantage leaders are gonna be able to push this in. Super Chris is gonna get taken down by Evia's Bay as well.
You can't start a 3v4 against you can't start a 3v4 when you don't have any of your carries there and they have a vein.
Carries, yeah, it's 3 tanks versus a lot of damage.
Disadvantaged leaguers are going to be able to take the inhibitor.
Yeah,
Holy
really just like
cow.
a 10-minute massive swing in favor of disadvantaged leaguers. Like, one thing you have to remember is having a, you know, or like an advantage in team comp does not mean you get lazy, and does not mean you're guaranteed to win. Like, you can't get lackadaisical and give up on using your team comp well.
Yeah, and I mean, you've seen that a couple of times now. Like, the whole idea with a 2-core composition is that you have a big front line blocking everything and locking everything down for your 2 carries to just mow everything down, right? If you don't have that front line and that breaks down, or if, like, you know, your carries are dead before fight starts, or your carries are off split pushing, then you just have 3 tanks that aren't doing anything, right?
Yordles are walking into the river. See, they got the scuttle crab. They got to take. Both teams are grouped as 5 here. I think this might be an explosive dragon fight with potential. Switch, he's going to get a lot of damage down on the Canthor immediately, take him down to about 2/3. But Evian's Bay is in a bad spot. He's going to get hooked up. Paranoia is going to come in, and Icky Runner is going to be taken down immediately. He's going to fail his flash over the wall, but he's going to be able to get pulled back in by the Earth Multi. And that's 2 kills picked up for disadvantaged leaguers at this point. Osman Fennis on the backside of the fight, taking as much damage as he can, but you're not going to be able to tank Corky and Bane for so long.
Both carries are down.
Monte Carlo is going to get taken down, and holy cow, that is 4 for 0, and another Infernal Dragon over to disadvantaged leaguers.
2 Infernals down, mid inhibitor down, disadvantaged leaguers is in a heavy
They can end here.
Yeah, I think
strength to
they
win the
can
game.
end. I think they can end. Victor's down for 20. It's just one person.
This is out for
supers in
15.
Yeah, they got this.
Yeah, 2 supers in mid and no way to clear them. This is the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, really big lack of discipline there by Yordles. Just you gotta. I mean, well played. I gotta give.
Tristalti goes back. Switchy's gonna get taken down. He's gonna get taken by the Shisada, but they're gonna be able to finish it. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, not to like you know,
Close.
take away props from disadvantaged leaguers. Like they played to their strengths well. They made picks. They took advantage of mistakes. Props to them. But you got to feel like this was in Yordles' hands, and they kind of
Yeah, I
gave it
agree.
away.
100%. I mean, you got to think like. I mean, Rage, the Nocturne pick ended up proving pretty well because Icky Runner died, I mean, 4 times in a row. He went from 8-1 to 8-5, and all of those were Rage just ulting on him and killing him, and there being no peels afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Strong team composition, strong champions. I still think Yordles won the draft big time, but you got to execute. Even if it's easy, that doesn't mean you check out and autopilot. Like
Totally, yeah.
just because you have fewer things to keep track of and it's less it's maybe less execution based than disadvantaged leaguers team comp doesn't mean you can't you still have to execute that easy thing, right? So kind of a surprise. I mean they are the favorite. Disadvantaged leaguers is the 1 seed, but I'll be honest with them. That was a big upset win. Huge. I think it was a huge throw by Yordles.
Yeah, they had that, especially after that top push. Once they got the advantage, I mean, they kind of. You could definitely tell at that point there was a little bit of indecision. So. When they pushed mid as 4, and they tried to keep throwing bodies and more bodies at them while they had Maokai in the top and Tristana on the bottom, and Icky Runner got picked off at that point, and just starting fights with no damage just is rough, really.
I mean, there was like 3 fights in a row where Canthor was just split pushing for some reason.
Yeah.
And I know this is like, this is like a meme, right? Like the 80 carry meme is, oh, I got to farm side wave, like the classic double lift, right? But I mean, you saw what happened here. Like that was the game, more or less.
That just happened. That's how it played out, I guess.
Get you guys invites.
Yeah, so going into the next game, I'm going to be really curious to watch Icky. He ended this game with basically 4 deaths in a row without getting a chance to contribute much. So we're going to be looking to see not tilting, not letting that game affect you, going into it with a new mindset, and hopefully being able to make some good calls in good place.
Well, I think this was more of a team. I think a team issue. I mean, he had the one greedy thing in mid lane, but ultimately this was just 5.
Oh yeah,
you have a 5
certainly not blaming him, but I know if you're the one that's fed, it's really easy to go into the next game tilted. You think to yourself,
Yeah.
okay, I was fed,
and
I couldn't carry, so you know what's going to happen this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important when that does happen to you that you go in with a fresh mindset the next game.
Agreed. So, I mean, I got to think maybe. I mean, the draft could change. There is a side swap going on. Looks like all right. So disadvantaged leaguers did pick red side last game. They had side selection. Which means Yordles got side selection this time around and are choosing red. Assuming people know that. So, I mean, I don't think there was anything wrong with the draft. You just need to you got to play your composition. You can't have Cantor splitting off to the side. You need to peel the Nocturne when he goes in. So earlier in the game, they did a good job peeling the Nocturne off of Victor, or just killing the Nocturne before he could ult to Victor, and that's why he kept getting fed in all those fights, because Nocturne either wasn't ulting him or wasn't able to, get him without getting CC with the Gravity Well and the Maokai and the Nautilus and all the different CC effects you had. Even with Tristana Ultimate, you had a bajillion ways to peel that Nocturne off the Victor, and if you do that, you just win the fight, right? All you need to do is be there and have that done, and not quite able to do that. I think like you were saying too, but if you're on Yordles, you just gotta like take a deep breath, realize you threw that game, just run it back like what you did before. Like I think the same idea is fine. I think the comp was fine, the draft was fine. Maybe shift something, maybe like I don't know what they banned. I don't remember. Maybe you could do like a Nocturne ban or something like that. But
yeah, Nocturne is a very frustrating champion to play against. And while Yordles didn't do the best job at grouping up, even if they had, it's playing front line against the Nocturne, trying to appeal against the Nocturne. He's got the spell shield. You can't always see if you're not standing right next to your carry. You don't know where they are. If you're playing a Tristana, you jump away from the Nocturne and you end up jumping away from your peel as well. There's a lot of factors in there. So
yeah.
I'll be curious to see if a Nocturne ban comes in.
I'm trying to remember what they banned. They banned Gnar against Eevee.
It was 3 top lane bans. It was Gnar,
Kled,
Cho, and Kled.
Yeah, it was Gnar, Cho, and Kled.
And then maybe 2 supports the second round or so? 2 jungles the second round?
I think it was 2 jungles. It was Vi and Zach, or Vi. No, the other disadvantage leaguers banned Zach. It was Vi and something else. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know. You got to recover after that one. You got to take a deep breath and be like, okay, we just got to reset this. You just got to win 2 now. Best of
threes have room to make changes, room to make improvements. No shame in losing the first one. Pull the TSM, lose the first, and win the series.
Yeah, and you had a good setup. That's the other thing is your setup was good. It wasn't a matter of that. It was just execution. So you don't have to make wholesale changes to things. It's just very small adjustments you need to make. And
right, and
who are we waiting on?
We are waiting on
Avantgarde.
Vanguard, yeah.
Avant-garde.
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 Dank.
What's the Inglourious Bastards? Correcto. Arrivederci. Gorlami. Love that movie.
Movie's pretty good.
I gotta watch that one again. I haven't
It's
seen that one in a while.
so good, man.
The best moment. There's this awesome musical moment where, it's I forget, Hitler's on the screen or something, and you just hear this one bass guitar note that goes, and it's just a really good music choice.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just perfect.
At first I thought that movie was stupid, and then I went back and I watched it again, and I'm just like, okay, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
The first time I'm just.
I think that was the first one that I saw by Quentin Tarantino that I was like, okay, I get this now. I understand where he's coming from.
It's about the experience, right? It's not about That's why he only does movies about like just ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make it about the art of cinema, not about, or the experience of cinema, not even the art of cinema, just like the experience of it.
I mean, like, Pulp Fiction was my first Quentin Tarantino movie. That movie is
Awesome.
amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Uh,
it's one of my favorites of all time. It's just like a
Reservoir
classic.
Dogs, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is Avant-Garde gonna be here? Oh, I have a message. Is this from? I think it's just from Khan. Oh yeah. Khan had to go to bed. There is Avant-Garde, and we have everybody. And looking like we're gonna get this. Got Twitch chat's having a blast with this. I left for less than a minute in Hitler.
And Hitler.
Oh man.
It's pretty good.
Looking like we're gonna get this one underway. Casters are ready. Coincidentally, I have somebody on my friends list named Tiny Snowman, and their status right now is Ergata Believe.
Nice.
Solid.
The crab and grab,
Nice.
though. We got to remember that
The
one.
crab and grab is so good. That's like a classic. I hope that makes the LCS stage, so I can say I know the guy that said that before anybody else.
Wait, what?
Although I'm
Put it
sure
on
people
Twitter.
working on the Ergot rework figured that out a while ago.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you? What did you
Calling
say?
the ergot flip the crab and grab.
The jump and flip, the crab and grab is so good. Slane Bang coming out toward Lost Manifesto, his best champion by a good
man.
margin.
Did Nar and Swain get back banned last game?
Nar and Swain were both banned last game. Yordles banned Nar. Was it Nar Kled? What was the other top lane? Nar Kled Cho.
Yes.
And Disadvantaged Leaguers banned Swain,
Playtime's over.
Ari.
and
Don't remember the third one.
something.
Definitely something.
A champion. One League of Legends champion.
Clan.
There's Kled off the table. Let's see if there's any kind of... Oh, Zach was the other one. Zach was banned toward Monte Carlo method in the same spot last round. So both teams running. Let's see if they do Cho again. Looking like the same 3 bans on both sides to start off with. Yeah, there's the Cho.
Yeah, nothing wrong with those first 3 bands.
See what the first pick is here.
I might have liked to see a Nocturne ban, but if they think they can play against it, then, you know, nothing wrong with that.
Well, it seems like there's a heavy top lane focus for him towards EVS Bay.
Yeah.
EV's base pool's quite good, like for this current metagame. Like,
Totally.
His best champions are some of the best champs he can play right now.
Yeah.
Always feels good when that happens.
So Tristana is
That
going to go to
shifts
death
in
by
your
cows
favor.
this game, but Maokai is still up. Lost Manifesto did put a pretty good show on it last
They
game.
could just run back the Maokai Sedge again. I don't think that would be wrong.
Hmm.
I think it's fine matching 80 carry with 80 carry, but you definitely want to take a power pick from red side here if they
Yeah,
can
I
do this here.
actually think the 80 carry is a kind of a mistake in the draft. I feel like red side right now, with so many good power picks, you got to take 2 power picks.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I don't like the. I don't think Caitlyn's even like A tier 80 carry right now. She's like high B tier.
I
at
do
this
think
point.
I do think she's good against Tristana and lane
I might
low.
say low A tier instead of high B, but
Yeah, I still think she's good. I think people are overselling the nerfs a little too much. Like that range is just never going to be like that. Her kit is just never going to be good,
True.
you know. I think people tend to just be like, "Oh, nerfs, let's stop playing it," and they just forget about it. And then
Right,
You know,
right.
a month
right.
from
That's
now,
not,
everyone will
that's
be
not
like-
really what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah.
I think that right now it's like Tristana and Twitch
and
are like the
Kog'Maw.
top 2. Yeah, Kog'Maw's up.
Yeah.
It's like Triss, Twitch, Cog, Xayah, Jhin, and then I would say Caitlyn.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn and Varus and Ashe all kind of occupy that next.
Right there. Like they're all in that little group. Kind of
So-
the low A, high B tier.
So they do take one of the power picks with Sejuani on that first kick. So I'm glad they got one. Urgot and Warwick coming out
yeah,
from disadvantaged
Maokai ends up,
leaguers.
coming back around anyway.
Kind of surprised that happened.
Running back, yeah.
But
I mean, Disadvantaged Leaguers had the first pick blind Urgot last game, so had the chance to play it. Doesn't look like EV is prioritizing it right now.
They bans. I was about to say, is the Corki gonna get banned after last game?
Maybe they want
Ta-da.
to do something a little less
Corki
safe.
put out the most damage last game, so
He did. So
it's a high damage champion.
Oh, I forgot to look at damage done. That's my fault.
It was Corki and Victor were pretty even. Both AD carries were actually pretty low.
yeah,
To see a little more damage out of the AD carries this game, but part of that's coming from a split pushing, a bigger emphasis on split pushing that should be, and yeah. But
Zyra coming out and Corki. Let's see if they do a second mid lane ban. Try to get Icky Runner into another favorable matchup. Icky Runner played that matchup really, really well. Like he was down CS in the first 6 waves or so, but
that seems like that always happens with a Victor.
collapsed
so.
well and got a lot of good last hits.
I don't know how much of this you saw, Badger, but the beginning of that lane, he was basically sacrificing CS to get Corki's mana down. Corki had a couple really, really poor recall timings.
Okay.
His first
Yeah,
two
I got to hear
recalls
about.
were-
I got to hear about 9.5 minutes
Yeah,
in.
his first 2 recalls were really awkward. Like he overstayed to try to get a wave to tower with the jungler sitting right there. And
3 support bans in the last phase of it, but still that Thresh is up.
interesting, they went Corki and then they did a mid and a support ban.
And the other side did 2 supports.
I mean,
So-
Braun Trist is a pretty solid lane, but it's not particularly threatening, right?
Ooh.
Maybe that's why. But with Thresh
Yeah,
on the
but
table, Thresh is really good
I was about to
against
say
that,
they can
right?
just run the Thresh back.
Or
Play
Janna.
that.
Janna's like a
just-
premium pick right now. I mean, they need
Yeah,
a little bit of
Trist
engage.
is a good lane. I mean,
I mean, that's once again a ton
there's the Thresh.
of engage.
What's the mid pick here?
But a decidedly worse hyper carry in Tristana in Caitlyn than Tristana last game.
Yeah, I'd agree
so
with that.
we'll see what.
Mhm.
what
Let's
the
see the
mid- what
Victor
mid pick
again.
is. Yeah, Victor's certainly not a bad choice here.
He could play Victor.
No Nocturne ban.
What's this blind pick mid though? Is it going to be cast like a Cassiopeia or a
Orianna? I
Orianna?
think. Probably Orianna for Switchy, I would think.
Oh,
he's
he
gonna
takes
take
Victor.
Victor.
Okay.
All right, we'll see what Icky ends up playing.
Yeah, see what Switchy can do with the Victor. Maybe trying to push Icky's pool a little bit. Ari gone, Corki gone.
He's got to play high damage because
Needs high damage.
between Sej, Maokai, and Leona right now, it's got to be like a Cassio or something like that. I think.
Cass, he could play
Disadvantaged
Lucian.
Leaguers has a significantly beher front line than last game. I mean, not like.
Are they gonna pick
significantly,
anything?
Like Warwick's, can take a hit.
Oh,
Placeholder must be the Zinzao, but
Or we ran out of time. But we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to look at Ornn. Look at this guy.
Dude, I can't wait to play Orin.
I kind of want to play him. Do you think he's going to be a top laner
I think so.
or support?
His design is top laner, but designed top laners can often fall into jungler support.
I just realized this quote. I didn't read this quote all day. I've been looking at this goofy picture all day, and I just looked. This learn how to play the Ram God while suffering through a bunch of goat puns.
Yeah.
we gotta get that. We gotta get that Ornn Soraka synergy.
okay. It was Malzahar apparently.
Mouse
Uh,
is
I
okay.
don't-
In
I think it's
I don't
not
think
the
they have
best
enough
pick.
damage.
all right. All right. So it depends on how good the Mouse player is, but Mouse does a lot of damage when he's just left to do his thing. Like if he's not disrupted, he's not like quite like a hyper carry level, but I think that's reasonable enough. He's gonna do more damage than an Orianna. He's not gonna do quite as much as like a Cass or a Victor or an Azir.
Yeah, I just think both of their carries compared to last game took a DPS hit in their picks this game.
Yeah,
Like
I'd agree with that.
moving Tristana to Caitlyn, moving Victor to Malzahar means they're just going to have.
And
less
now they have the Victor and the Tristan on the other side.
So, Leona gives a decent damage amplification to team fights. So,
Yeah.
so maybe that'll make up.
I
for
mean,
it.
that's a ridiculous amount of single target CC. So much so that you
Sure.
could like twisted advance or like Leona E someone, Malzahar ulted, kill that person, have all your voidlings out, and then still have 6 CC spells to spare. So there's I mean, One of the things I like seeing is like a clarity in idea, and I think people tend to underpick just single target CC. Like, so many team comps just don't have it. Like, they either don't have enough CC, but like people underestimate just how strong that much CC can have.
Yeah.
Like, that much CC is one mistake from a team fight loss, or one mistake from, you know, somebody getting picked and they take a Baron. It's very, very punishing. You know, until you have carries that can play at a reasonable high level, and, you know, the insta-speed QSSs and stuff like that, but I mean, once again, I like the comp out of Yordles. They just need to execute cleaner. Like, I know I don't like it as much as I do last game.
Yeah, I see the Yordles comp as not as good as last game, and the disadvantaged gamers,
Leaguers.
Disadvantaged
leaguers,
yeah.
Comp being a little better than last game. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just say don't underestimate Mal's as a front to back
Sure.
champion. He's pretty good, but yeah, I do agree with you. Like, it's
Think carefully,
we'll have to see.
my friend.
I'm trying to think of what.
Soon.
You know what? Now thinking about it, the Braum ban could have been against Victor if they were planning on picking Victor. Oh no, that was on the other side. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think what the Braum ban was for. Caitlyn? No, they picked Caitlyn. I don't know.
Braum was Trist. Braum Trist lane.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's pretty good.
Still kind of weird. I don't know. I like Switchy taking cleanse. It doesn't stop Malzahar ultimate, but it is going to stop a lot of the other stuff from Yordles. And not that he's like the only damage dealer on this team, but I mean, really, disadvantaged leaguers with a similar team comp, but a little more vulnerable.
I still think they put out a lot of. I mean,
They
between
have
like
a lot
our
more
guy,
damage. They have a lot.
they have a lot more damage.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. All right, so like part of the problem last time was the Nocturne was able to get to Icky Runner, and it didn't matter that he was 8-0 or 8-1. But I think it's kind of, we just got to make sure we're not being too naive and remembering that, I mean, they were vastly far ahead in that game, and if they don't throw that, that's a win for them. So we'll have to see if they can execute a little cleaner this time around.
They've never had like a massive gold lead, but yeah, team comp wise, they
Yeah, I mean, all they had to do was,
yeah.
even if they're
need a
down
gold
gold,
lead.
yeah, they didn't need a gold lead. It was just a matter of 5v5, which they never did. So I like that's a good thought in Twitch chat. I mean, Twitch is relatively safe blind right now. He's just like super overtuned that you can kind of pick him blind regardless. There's some stuff.
I don't think. Well, the thing with pick that is, it just all comes back to the fact that they picked Caitlyn when they could have picked up Makai Seshwani first rotation.
Yeah, you're right. And Tuba said the same thing. You want to get
Which
too
they
powerful.
got it anyway. But
Yeah, like
Doesn't
that's
make
like
it
the
right,
bigger
though.
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
it was a mistake that could have been punished, but wasn't. and
Right.
Doesn't make it any less of a mistake.
I mean, I know Kate is pretty good against Tristana and Lane, but is it good enough is like the real question, you know? Like, I don't think it's that big of an edge. Like, if they had like Caitlyn and a poke support, like a Nami or a Karma, or I mean Zyra was banned, but like something like that where you could just bully the Tristana out of farm. Like, it's risky because you can just get, you know, thresh hooked and like burst down by the combos they have, but if you're gonna play like deny the Trist the resources, which I think is like a reasonable game plan, then I don't know if I agree with the Leona pick. Like, you can still play Caitlyn and a bully support, or even Janna, honestly. But Janna wouldn't have been a bad pick here either, because they last picked Leona, right?
No, they've
they
picked
picked-
the
Malzahar.
Malzahar.
Yeah, they last picked Malzahar. Leona was
They
the first pick in the second rotation, right?
Yeah, first of second
Yeah,
rotation.
Okay, so yeah. I don't know. Personally, I like the Yordles comp again. Not by much. Not by as big a margin as it was last time.
I think they're pretty even.
Yeah.
My one concern with Yordles is that I don't think they have enough damage. But they have like percent damage with like the Seshwani passive
And
and
Malzahar.
Malzahar and then Maokai.
Let's see. And they're going to be able to pick a target and kill it for sure. Like that's not and there's not really a good way for them to get in. I mean, I guess Tristol and Warwick Fear, but like they're not going to get interrupted doing so. You know, like they're going to be able to. I mean, that CC suite you can just kill. You can kill either Urgot or Warwick. You can kill any target, and maybe you just go front to back from there. Pretty dangerous to play that game against Victor Triss though. Yeah, I would have liked to see a Trist or not Trist. I would have liked to see like a Twitch or Callista or something along those lines. I mean,
Yes.
I'm also kind of assuming. I know Canthor's a mid laner by trade, so I don't know what his pool looks like. Maybe Kate was just comfort for him. Cause he's
Maybe it is. So
like maybe he just plays like Trist Kate and like one other thing, and the one other thing wasn't good, and Kate was his best option. We'll see. Really, really good siege on the side of Yordles also. But Tristana bringing the same thing. We'll see. What do you guys think? Who's taking game 2?
I want to believe that Yordles is going to make the change from last game. They're going to team fight. They're not going to split push. They're going to play to their win condition.
I won 3 games.
I want 3 games.
I also want 3 games. Now, that being said, with seeing the draft differences and everything, like what is, you know, the early game plan, like the 10-minute script, like what has to happen for this to happen? Like if you're like argue for the side of Yordles who just lost last game, they gotta recoup and get this going. Like, what's the best way to get this game started?
I think just like last game, they're in no hurry. Like Yordles comp is not in like it's not like they need to get an inhibitor down by 22 minutes where they lose the game. Like they can play it slow. So I don't think the early game anything needs to happen. I liked the collapses by Icky last game. I think that got him an advantage on Victor last game. So let's see if we can do the same thing on Malzahar. Malzahar has a lot of good collapse potential post 6 because he can really swing a fight with his ultimate. So I'd like to see that again this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think really it just comes down to the fact that I don't think any of these lanes, even with like jungler pressure, maybe top would like has a threat of dying. Like
on the side of Yordles or
on the side of Yordles. Just like you just play safe in your lanes. I mean, really, like a bottom lane all in with Warwick backup might kill.
Yeah, bottom lane has some kill potential either way. I actually feel like Yordle has less kill potential bottom lane. I feel like Tristana and Thresh is pretty safe.
Yeah, they're pretty good at killing.
Maybe post 6 with Leona if she gets a good ultimate, but
yeah.
I mean, I think personally, the play. I mean, after farm, I think Sejuani's just got to power farm and get her gear, but I think top is the place to gank. Urgot, looking like we're gonna get a stack here. Urgot is pretty. I mean, he's got the jump and the toss, but he's still pretty gankable.
Can they invade? Can they invade at level 1?
Leona level 1's quite good.
It's interesting with the cleanse. Because cleanse does not remove Malzahar ultimate, correct?
It does not, but it will remove the dot, and it will remove. No, it won't remove the dot, but it will remove Sejalt and
Makai Root.
Makai Twisted Advance and Makai ultimate and Leona ultimate and Leona stun.
Yeah, there's a lot to be cleansed, but just like the Malzahar ulti. So early QSS.
No, I don't think he's gonna go QSS. I think you. I mean, this is a relative. This is just a farm lane, mid lane. There's not a lot of kill potential either way. I mean, Flash Malzahar ult's always gonna give you some amount of kill pressure, but like generally they're just gonna be wave clearing against each other. Not a lot of trading. Victor wins the short trades if he can manage to catch if he dodges Q or he can get Q and Thunderlord's proc down, then he's gonna win short trades. But all right, so lined up jungling here. We got red start for disadvantage leaguers, blue start for Yordles.
I didn't realize how little damage Warwick takes in the jungle. So I guess it makes sense why he does free GP. Today I learned. Solo trading going back and forth. Vanguard taking a lot of Caitlyn damage. This is always the most exciting part of the game.
Oh, it's riveting. Riveting.
Interactive League of Legends.
This is why you need the.
Oh, Hook's gonna land on the bottom lane. The play's gonna come through, and the Kiss Bomb's gonna come down as well, and it's gonna be fully stacked.
Good damage. Good early advantage.
Pretty good damage. Good hook from Avant-Garde to get that going, too.
Yeah, hit 2 people with the flag. Yeah, you hit all your skills, all of a sudden level 2. You got beat to level 2. It's twice as much damage because they have 2 skills and you don't. That's pretty simple. It's the biggest advantage you'll have all game.
And Eevee's controlling this top lane really well against Lost Manifesto.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same as last game's early game looked. Top lane. It's going to be unpleasant for Maokai for a little while, and then it's going to be okay.
Yeah, Lost Manifesto had a lot of trouble sitting under tower last game. Let's see if we can fix that. Oh, good trade by Icky
Runner.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You should never be able to land that kind of damage on a Victor, so that's gonna benefit quite. That's probably gonna get both potions out. Lost Manifesto gotta be careful.
He's low.
Yeah, he is low.
Gonna start chugging those biscuits.
Monte Carlo Method is up top looking to help him out potentially, while Rage is just power farming the 6, seems like.
Yeah.
Or at least for this clear.
No Scuttle Crab takes either on either side.
Another great trade by
Yeah.
E-Runner. He's running himself out of mana, he's gonna be careful, but Malzahar with the E passive can actually recoup a lot of his mana. He's able to chain nice hits together with it. Dodge a hook there.
Cheesy little hook there.
Okay,
Warwick's
so,
walking up towards the top side. Took Scuttle Crab.
I'm not sure that it's like
Let's see.
dive worthy. I'm looking like the junglers are gonna
Junglers
find
are
each other.
gonna run
Jungle
into each
fight
other.
later.
Oh, Rage didn't know.
Oh.
Didn't know. Wards the Krugs instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that had been a little bit different, that could have ended badly for Monte Carlo. Luckily,
I mean,
he-
that
yeah.
being said, I don't think it's wrong to like that was the right ward to do. Like I know it didn't look like it
Right.
at the time, but like that is what you want to do. Like you want to track Monte Carlo and make sure you know where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit unlucky. Oh man,
Ooh.
This
It's
Manifesto.
rough for him top.
I mean, this is something. I mean, we talked about this before the start of the last game that as broken as Maokai is, and like he's just gonna be able to do Maokai things pretty much always. Like,
Early game, he's not that good.
well, Urgot's also just really good against melees early in the game.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, he ended up with like a 15 to 20 CS. Oh, nice.
Oh,
one.
another hook's gonna land.
yeah, Lost Manifesto taking too long to back here. He's going to lose a whole wave because of it.
I didn't see he didn't get stopped or anything, right?
Yeah, he
No.
stayed for an extra wave of experience, but then just had, felt the need to walk way far back.
Mid
Did he
lane,
just blow the TP? Nah, it's too late for TP.
mid lane a lot closer.
Oh, Hook's gonna land in the bottom lane. Canthar's gonna get taken low. Heal's gonna come out from the Yordles bottom lane, and Death by Chaos and Avant-Garde are doing a really good job of controlling the pace of this lane so far.
Just gonna go ahead and quote Cutie Pie from earlier. Hey, I need to. Oh, we got a gank in bot lane.
Oh. Leona Root's gonna miss. The play's gonna come down. No stuns are gonna be had. That's
That
actually
Leona
kind of
looked like it
unfortunate.
hit on my screen.
Yeah, I
What
was about to say, I
happened?
thought that hit, so
Yeah.
I was stoked. I thought we were gonna have some interactive
Yeah.
League of Legends gameplay.
Just to quote Cutie Pie, he says, "Man, I need an AD carry that is good early, good mid, and good late, and has an escape, and maybe gets resets on kills and assists, and has a disengage ultimate, and has an escape ability." And he's like, "Yeah, I'd rather have that right now." And I mean, Tristana really. Does this champion have any business being as good early as it is? I mean, it's not that great,
It's not as good.
but for how good it is mid and late game, it really should just be like prohibitively weak early. And I know that like the reasoning is that like I mean the balance logic is that like you have an inability to control waves, but like if controlling waves just means shoving, which you're good at.
Here
Like,
comes Malzahar towards the bottom lane.
anyway, yeah. I digress.
Oh, and there is a Sejuani there as well.
4 minutes. It's gonna be a dive. It's gonna force this tower down. There's the rocket jump.
I think they're gonna look to just force this.
I do like this roam though, just to get some damage down, as long as they don't overstay. This was kind of a free roll. Icky Runner had shoved Switchy out. Oh, we're all in the top lane.
Fight going on up top. Slow's gonna land on the Lost Manifesto, and the flash is gonna be forced there. Well played by Evious Bay. Here comes Warwick down to the bottom side. Rage is gonna flash in. He's gonna get the knockback. And the play's gonna come through as well. And the ulti's gonna come in, and that's gonna be first blood over to Rage. And that's gonna be another kill. Monte Carlo is gonna go down to death by cows.
Death by Cow's not getting an assist on that first kill, which I thought for sure he did, but still gets a kill for himself. Warwick getting first blood, and that snowball is gonna get rolling. I mean, as much the good thing for Warwick, like to have against Warwick, is CC, so that you can interrupt his ult, so that it's a lot less tanky. Because Warwick's
That
there's the
ulti's gonna land, and that's gonna be the kill to Evious Bay.
blender.
Well played
This
there.
is what Eevee wanted all last game and was never quite able to close. Got Lost Manifesto low a lot last game and was never able to solo kill him, like to close on the kill. So that's a really big. This is a really big early advantage for.
You just gotta run him through the wood chipper real quick, and then go get your black
Looks like
cleaver.
he's gonna deny probably 6 minions, or probably just those 6 minions.
He doesn't have TP either, so
I mean,
Definitely a significantly bigger advantage for Eevee this game. You know, no botched tower dives by Rage.
not giving Lost Manifesto anything, whereas last game he kind of was able to scrap and.
Yeah. So pretty significant early advantage coming out for disadvantaged leaders. We'll see if they can turn that into more.
Evious Bay is going to have a level and just under 1,000 gold advantage. Heading back up into that top lane. Let's see what he can do with Phage and Boots. 2 pink wards also. Lots of pink wards in the inventories for...
Monte Carlo finally hit 6 after 9 minutes.
Oh, here we go. Gotta engage him.
Comes the ghost come through, and there's the ulti as well. Icky Runner's gonna be able to pick it up, which he's gonna get taken well. The Clef is gonna come through. Oh, and Monte Carlo with the snipe to finish him off.
And Monte Carlo holding on to that ult for a long time. He's kind of lucky he got the kill with it.
Well, he knew the flash
he had
was
the
coming.
cleanse.
Well, he had the cleanse, so he wanted to wait the
That's
cleanse
fair.
out.
That's fair.
So I think it was actually
he
smart
wanted
to
to
hold
Ends up
it away.
baiting out both summoners, so yeah, ends up working really well.
But
This
there.
Manifesto maybe in a big, hairy situation here, kind of zoned out.
I think he'd be alright. He just has to walk back through try.
I think Evious Bay probably could have pressured that a little bit more, right? He could've stepped up.
Yeah, he's got the phage to.
I'm saying he could have like stepped up in
Yeah.
the try and just like took that 1v1. He knew Sejuani had it back. She was low.
He's
but-
got an advantage.
Well, I say he knew. Maybe not. I don't like to assume.
Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Sejuani was kind of low when he went after he was done getting the kill mid. So.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like Evious Bay could have known that she had it back and had that window to really aggressively zone.
Right. That's what.
Take some game sense.
Yeah. Oh. The flip's
Grab
gonna
and
come
grab.
through. The root's gonna go down as well. Lost Manifest is
Grab
gonna
and
take
grab.
it down. Grab and grab.
Both bot
Not
lanes
quite.
6. Both 80 carries at 7. Surprised
Yeah,
you didn't go
just
for a
gonna
hook
meta.
there.
Man, it's a lot of damage
Does
top
get that
lane.
blue. So, big advantage for Evious Bay. Big CS lead for Icky Runner, but the gold actually in the mid lane is only a 400 difference, while in the top lane it's over 1,000.
Hook's gonna come in. Gonna land on the Leona. He's gonna follow through. The play. He's gonna come down. The box is gonna come through as well. The explosive charge is on there, and the flash is gonna come out from Super Chris. Trap's gonna get placed down as well, and that's gonna be a little bit of damage. Sejuani's down there, and so is Warwick as well.
Good flash by Super Chris, not to let another auto go off.
Oh, here comes the
There it
wood
is, there it
chipper.
Yeah, that's the danger. You can't sit in lane low against Urgot.
Yeah,
You really
you have
like.
to get out.
You know, he's got his teleport up. You got to just take the recall and teleport back.
Yeah.
Trying to cut your losses at this point.
Yeah.
Looked like he was trying to stay for an extra item. He's at 12.
And disadvantaged leaguer is definitely going to be able to put a lot of damage down on this bottom turret. Monte Carlo method's going to rock in.
There's likely going to be a dragon too. I mean, they could get there in time to contest this, but they have to know that they're doing it. It looks like they do. Super Chris knows they're going right to it. Let's see if they get the rest of his team on board. Monte Carlo doesn't look like he is.
They're pinging it out.
punish on Super Chris. They just let him walk up and ward it.
Yep. Here comes Sejuani in. The look player's gonna come down, but it's gonna be canceled out by the infinite duress jump. Well done there. Death by Cows is gonna jump in. He's gonna get hit by the Sejuani ult. Here, Eevee is bait from the backside. He's gonna get the slow down onto him. Caitlin's gonna get taken down. Canthor is one hit away from dead. Stay away from the Triss bomb.
Trap. Good traps.
Trapped up, and he's gonna get more. Malzahar also as well, but Malzahar is gonna get taken down too, and that's gonna be 2 kills.
Barely gets out. Caitlyn barely gets out.
A lot of
But
flash
still
and
definitely
pillars.
a one-team fight for
Still a one-team fight.
disadvantage.
I gotta call Lost Manifesto out on this one. Didn't teleport back to lane for any kind of pressure. Didn't use it to get to that fight either.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't really have anything good to teleport to.
He teleports now.
He's teleporting to mid save.
Yeah,
I mean, he
feels
could have
like
turned.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
If he teleports and ults, they can disengage that fight, take the kill on Warwick, and walk away. That's what I think, anyway. I mean, Lost Manifesto, a little bit lost, and not following his manifesto. Just to keep the
that bowling
advantage
turret's
memes.
down. Death by Cows is gonna be able to pick up the first turret. First turret.
First turret.
First
current.
turret.
Yeah, top line turret will drop soon to Urgot as well. So
Yeah.
really big early game advantage.
Yeah, almost a 4K gold lead for disadvantaged leaguers. And unlike last game where they needed to snowball and it wasn't quite a big enough lead.
Much better scaling this game.
Yeah. And a much bigger lead early this game.
Monte Carlo's top. Just saying, hey, I'm gonna clear your control word real quick.
Might be able to run into Warwick here if we collapse on
Gonna
it.
find a wolf in the river.
Opting out of it, the Urgod. Simply terrifying. The Urgod with a cleaver already against the not completed item. Lost Manifesto. 2
Yeah,
level
he's-
advantage. Whew. That's probably closer to a level and a half. But,
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah,
not,
he's just
not
about to
com-
ping 10, so.
Not completely out of the water yet, or I do. I don't know. I
You
still
can walk up
believe.
and.
I still believe in Yordles comp. I want to see a game 3. They do got.
I want to see game 3 too, so.
I mean, again, like their team composition can just kill Urgot. Like he's low range.
Right.
They can just chain CC him and Mal's ult and he dies. Like he's just health. It's not. You know what I mean?
Knows they're there. Are they gonna spot out this Rift Herald?
Herald
They're gonna
is
drop
one
the
way
ward
they
over the
can
wall. They're gonna
snowball
see it.
this.
EV and Space walking down. 3 on 3 at this point. They're approaching from the same direction. Sejuani's gonna walk in. Here comes the Maokai roots. Blue team's gonna be able to pick up the Rift Herald. Icky Runner's gonna get taken low, and here comes the drill.
Oh!
But he's gonna silence and he's gonna get suppressed at the same time. Monte Carlo is gonna get taken down over that side by Rage. And Death by Cows is gonna flash in and he's gonna flash awkwardly. Oh, here comes the flame. Lost Manifesto's gonna jump in. Push his band's gonna go down, but he is gonna be taken down as well. And they can take this first turret and then drop Rift Herald for second.
Absolutely everything going in the favor of disadvantaged leaguers.
Yeah, Yordles. Not sure what's going on, but their bot lane just. I mean, Canthor. It was mostly Canthor last game, but like, doesn't seem like they've been able to get on the same page about anything. Like, you've got to know. You have to know at some point that if the other team's taking the Herald, they're only going to take that.
Oh, Sejuani ulti on Victor forces the cleanse. They're there as well. Runner's going to do a lot of damage. Eevee's base is going to be fairly low. Rage
They are
against the
gonna get
cheat
this
is
turret, though.
taking
Nice
turret,
shot.
but here comes the hook and the flay onto Icky Runner. And I think it might be a little bit too late. The flash box is going to come through. Solar Flare's going to come down. Warwick's going to get taken low. Sunfield's down as well. Okay, Leona's going to jump in, but Leona's going to get taken down immediately because she's not too tanky at this point. Inhibitor's going to get taken low. Rift Herald's still alive. Lost Manifesto's going to get hooked in. Played. Flipped over by the crab. And that's an inhibitor in 16
it looks like
leaguers.
disadvantaged leaguers is like suiciding for the inhibitor, which is like almost a fine play at this point.
Yeah.
But Yordles funnels in just slow enough that they don't even
One by one. Game is absolutely out of the control of
Yeah,
Yordles.
this one is spinning out of control real fast.
I mean, at this point, you gotta just pick a spot and hard defend. I think. Like they're gonna have to recall here. You're gonna have to get wards on Baron in the next like 4 minutes. Because there is the threat of a 20-minute Baron.
Oh yeah, they get 20-minute Baron.
Yeah. They do have good wave clear. So they can clear these super. I mean, with these champions in particular, they actually can clear supers this early. And that is gonna be a lot of gold funneling their way. They just gotta make sure that. I mean, the good thing about this with Baron not being up that, that soon, and it is an Infernal Drake, but with Baron not being up very soon, they can just like collect this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna go ahead and secure their buffs. This is good. This is what you need to do when you get you're getting snowballed on. You just gotta take little wins like this. So that's good. You gotta
in the kind of clear vision out.
Gotta start putting money into Cantor at this point, I think. Just the early these like mid-game rotations. Like they had last game they had a really good assignment. They've got mid tower and bot tower. Then they rotated 4 to top to push against the Urgot. And just got picked apart at that point because they weren't presenting a united front as the 4-man. And this game just snowballed out of control from there. And then you saw again in this game, lanes weren't going that poorly. They weren't great, but they weren't going that poorly. And then, trying to 3-man contest a Rift Herald, your bot lane's still bottom, your bot lane's showing bottom, so the other team knows that.
Yeah.
Just not on the same page.
Oh, there's a lantern. Turret's gonna get taken down too. Meanwhile, Lost Manifesto is pushing up on the top side. He's basing now. They don't have a teleport ward for him. Turret's gonna come through, and Cantor's gonna get deleted immediately. Solar's gonna command box is gonna go down. Ulti's gonna come through as well, but Leona's gonna get taken down immediately before it. And the Warwick ulti is gonna go down on the Monte Carlo.
No one can drop.
No, no, Raj is gonna die.
Caster
Pick up the roost as well.
Say that.
Oh, Tristana's gonna get taken down as well, and that's gonna be a double kill over to
Icky Runner
Yordles.
doing a boatload of damage in that fight.
Rage gets
Yeah, he
the
did a
worst
he played that
creep
really
block
well.
ever. Trying to run out of the turret, it's like stuck on everything.
I mean, you gotta think too, like, Cantor got immediately deleted. Like, I bet Cantor did actually 0 damage in that fight. So that was almost all Icky Runner and Maokai ultimate. And Sedge ultimate, I guess, did a lot too. You have 4 people with Sedge ultimate. But most of the damage coming on that fight is Icky Runner. So you can kind of see Mel's isn't definitely not negligible in these team fights. He's going to get Landry's. It's going to be a lot better once he gets to that point. But Baron going to be spawning in 20 seconds. Infernal Drake going over to Disadvantaged Leaguers. They're going to have a tough time getting priority on this to get up and get vision for this Baron. I mean, at this point, what's the play? Just to steal? Like, just to Sedge steal, I think has to be the play. Like, no team fight. I mean, there's a chance they miss position, right? If you can get a pop one to death by counters, they're just going to start it right at 20 minutes.
Yeah, they don't see it. Gonna keep hoarding over the wall. Caitlyn's clearing the minions in mid, and just gonna walk over to the side. Oh, that ward doesn't quite get into the pit. Clear it out. And actually, Icky Runner could clear it over the wall if he sees that ward. Teleport's gonna come through. Lost Manifest is gonna go in. Solar Player's gonna go down. Grab and grab is gonna come through, and Disadvantaged Leaguers is gonna be able to pick up the Baron. Monte Carlo is going to be on the front side of this. Raj is gonna get taken down immediately. No, he's gonna keep living. Monte Carlo is gonna be the next casualty. Lost Manifesto is gonna go down, and Cantor just clearing that mid wave just didn't come back in time. Oh, flash hook. Okay.
Thank you for fluently adding grab and grab into that team fight.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, Urgot actually teleported into the base.
Yeah,
Yeah, this will probably be the game.
Yeah, it's not looking too good at this point.
It was relatively
Oh,
close.
inhibitor comes back up.
This was relatively close.
Take it down, though. Oh, and the hook lands onto Cantor too, and the play is going to come through as well. And Avant-Garde just
I mean, Urgot definitely in the realm of bruiser rather than tank, but when he's far ahead, he's not easy to kill.
Definitely not.
oh, maybe they still have a chance at this point. Malzahar is going to be able to clear out the minions a little bit, which is going to take a blow, and they'll have to back off. So, not quite over yet. All this Sejuani ulti and
Gets
gets
cleansed.
cleansed away immediately.
Just a ridiculous. A 10,000 gold lead at 22 minutes. Less than 22 minutes is borderline irrecoverable, but I've seen stranger things happen, so.
Yeah.
just could not stem the bleeding. I mean, you could think about the game planning wise. Like maybe Disadvantage Leaguer's game plan going into this was to just snowball games. They didn't quite get it done last game, but certainly doing a good job of it this game.
Yeah, I like the adaptation by Disadvantage Leaguers. Their comp, I think this game is significantly better than last game.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, they made it work last game, but for sure a better comp this time around.
Yeah, good adaptation and good snowballing.
Yeah. Just like they played lanes so well.
Yeah, Eevee playing the top lane matchup significantly better than last game too. Like, is able to get a really big lead this game.
They didn't have those botch dives in the last game either.
Here comes the roots. Gonna root it up. Taking a lot of damage from those Malzahar Voidlings and the Prolific Visions.
Just want to point out there's just under a 4,000 gold advantage on Eevee's Bay alone.
I mean, he was doing work on top. Canthar's gonna get hit by that corrosive charge, and he's gonna take like a fourth of his health and damage.
Eevee gonna pressure the Nexus here. I think that's the right call. You still got a Baron buff. You got a Cannon Minion Welling on this.
Yeah, you just gotta walk minions in. The
Yeah,
Flash
you
is
do.
gonna come out from Lost Manifesto. He's gonna jump into the Rage Against the Machine. And the Flay's gonna come through. And that's gonna be Yordles just getting wiped off the map at this point. Eevee's Bay is just kind of walking away, seeing if he can pad his KDA.
The
He's gonna be able to
shield.
survive. That shield.
Oh, my Victor to a shot.
Victor goes down.
Yeah, 4 for 1. Gotta imagine that's game.
Flash. Yeah, it's not looking too good for him.
Yeah,
So.
that's in the game. First seed, Disadvantage Leaguers takes it 2-0, almost definitely right about here.
Unless Icky Runner can throw off the
Adaptation
defense of a
for the
lifetime.
second
And it doesn't look like it.
Too many minions.
Back up. Yeah. Death by Cow's just free hitting Nexus, so.
Too many minions. And that's gonna be
Well played.
2-0. Disadvantage Leaguers. I think especially that. This game was much more stronger lanes. Ended up just winning this game, I think, and better team play. But did a good job keeping their heads in that first game too, because that was not looking too good for them in that first one, and they were able to capitalize on a bunch of mistakes and close it out. So 2-0 for Disadvantage Leaguers. We'll see if we can get somebody in here for an interview. Just give me 1 sec. We'll see who I have added. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 of them in here for a post game. I have Eevee added, so. So now Disadvantage Leaguers makes it to Vantage League Worlds, right? I do like the idea they had to have the winners of each division play the one up from them. You know, it's not going to be close a lot of the times, but like just as a
That's
fun
cool,
like
though.
expedition experience.
Right. And when they did like the ladders,
Yeah, let me see.
like
We're
those
gonna
ladder matches.
have-
Stellar to Supernova might be a pretty good match.
Maybe. I don't
Stellar
know.
Supernova. Top from Supernova is usually a lot better, but could be interesting. I actually think the lower two, the tops versus the tops, could be really good.
Yeah.
We'll have to see who actually joins for this. I didn't see. I messaged EVs, but I don't know who's gonna bring in.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up?
There we go.
there we go.
We got Switch and Avante.
So who we have? Switchy and who was it? And Avant-Garde.
Avant-Garde, yes. Thank you for having us, boys.
Switch and
Thank you.
Avant-Garde. All right, cool. So congratulations on the 2-0.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for casting. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure. So, just a couple of questions. Was the Urgot like a planned pick? Because you blind picked it in the first game. You blind picked it in the second game.
Yeah, he's definitely pocket pick for Eevee. Like, everyone doesn't even see an Urgot coming because they're just not comfortable with him. So Eevee takes advantage of that. Like, he just really experienced with it. So he just goes Urgot, and that's it.
Was
And
that
it fits
Yeah.
perfectly.
You
Yeah, and
gotta
it fits
respect
perfectly
the
with what
Uni.
we want to do.
You gotta respect the Uni taking 3 bans and then performing
Yeah.
well. here.
We always, and what's nice too is Urgot's a good laner, so we know Eevee can play the lane well, and majority of people don't know how to lane against him, so he's usually up by like 20, 30 CS, and he's just 1v1ing, so it's just way easier to throw someone up there who's, it's like a fourth pick, you think you banned him out, and he just still kind of comes back.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I heard you guys talking about the goalie just on Eevee Bay alone. By the end of the game is bananas. Like, I don't know if anyone else knows this, but he actually is top for Atlas also. So he's actually like helping two teams out. This guy is amazing.
Yeah,
he's a good addition to our team. We went from last place last season to winning everything. Like me and Death by Cows are the original DVLs.
Yeah,
and we had pretty much an overhaul with the 3 extra additions with Switch, Rage, and EVS Bay.
Nice.
By the way, it's Rage. You pronounce his name Rage.
Okay, I thought so. That's what we ended up going. That's what we ended up going with. We just weren't sure.
Yeah.
So
Rage maybe would be nice, but Rage.
So did you guys get it? I mean, the Urgot pick ended up being pretty. I mean, especially in the second game was a pivotal to win. The first game, I think it was just you guys capitalizing on mistakes, but the second game definitely a pivotal pick. Was it something you guys got a lot of practice as a team? Like, how much practice did you guys do? A lot of prep for this series or no?
Can I tell you that?
Because I mean, you could just say
I don't think we played together in almost 2 weeks, like as 5.
We didn't get a lot of practicing together,
No,
but the issue is that Eevee got a lot of practice where it got. Yeah. Like, he's gotten enough practice that it just fits the role, like how we build our team. Like, I'm surprised that we did as well as we did. I don't think we should have, to be honest, because we did not practice as well as much as we should have, to be honest.
And I'll be honest, on my side, like, it's really hard, honestly, to ban us out because each of us has at least 4 or 5 picks in every role that we can play. I mean, I'm not even a real original mid laner. I'm originally an 80 carry, and then I joined with these guys. A couple of these guys, Cows, Avante, Rage, have all been personal friends of mine for years. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, they're like, you want to play mid for us? Okay. The only champion that I ever really had in the mid lane was Victor. So that was actually a Victor pocket pick for me. So when they picked it the first time, it was like, oh, well, I'll just play my Corki, which I've been, basically one-tricking for the last 3 weeks. So we just it's so hard to ban everyone out that even if they focus bans on one guy and he picks that Urgot, we've all got so many other champions that it doesn't hurt us. We'll just pick next one up. So we can play our style no matter what.
100%, especially with Rage. Like, he has some heavy carry pool. Like, so to have 3 bans against him and he still pulls out a pick that, like, helps carry the game or helps take advantage of the mistakes. Like you said, yes, we did take advantage of the mistakes we made, which is why we were able to turn around the first game, because we got punched in the face really hard in the first 10, 15 minutes of that game.
We talked about the draft a lot in that first game, and you guys, I think all 3 casters agreed, like, you guys were severely outdrafted in the first game, and we didn't think you had a big enough lead. Because, I mean, really, they didn't even need a gold lead. They just need to get to 2 or 3 items, and that game was over as long as they just grouped up. And you guys did a good job. I mean, Nocturne literally ulted Icky Runner like 4 fights in a row and just killed him 4 times in a row. There were no kills.
What was really funny with, like, the last fight, and we didn't even realize it, we went back and were watching it, and, like, right before that last dragon fight starts, I shot, like, a random, like, big one of Corky Rocket in and took, like, a third of Triss's health off without even knowing it.
Right.
So and then Victor was just in the wrong spot, and basically Eevee makes the call. He literally just makes the call. Victor's pushed out. I'm going. And he chases Victor down. It's hysterical. If you listen to the comp, he's running down Victor, and, like, myself and the 80 carry, the Vayne, Death by Cows, literally are in the middle of their team comp on the back end, and just basically go in with package and Vayne ult, kill Tristana, and then just leave. So Tristana died so fast that the team fight was over. And they went with the meta comp. I mean, that was the whole thing. They went with the meta comp, but they couldn't win the lanes. So even they couldn't win their lanes, or at least, I mean, Victor got ahead, no question. That was tough. I was kind of being a little flamey at one point to the whole team, which was kind of funny. But it's funny now. But it was because Victor gets ahead, and that's always seems to be how it is. But we ended up turning it around. I mean, they put everything on one guy, and it was just Nocturne's too easy to get on the back line, kill him, and then you have no damage left, especially because Vayne stayed relatively even with the Tristana in that first game.
Yeah, we talked a lot about, like, going into that game and, like, in the beginning of that game, how you guys were kind of on a clock for that game. Like, barring mistakes, but then mistakes were made. So, well, many mistakes were made. So
I think what's stronger in meta now is, even though tank is strong, dual AD carry is much stronger right now, in my opinion, because a lot of games that we play in these divisions are not, they're not LCS games. So no one has the ability to properly rotate. So if you just run a double AD carry comp and you just take 2 or 3 turrets in one sitting because of the Sheen procs and the auto attacks, it's team sudden. I think that's what kind of tilted I would feel, because we got at one point a kill on Victor and 2 turrets mid lane like that, and it gave us a huge swing in gold right back in flight.
It's a lot less death by 1,000 cuts, more just a huge like seesaw kind of plays.
Exactly.
Badger and Tuba, did you guys have anything question wise?
I think Badger dropped out
Okay, cool, no
here,
problem.
but no, yeah, I definitely liked the changes you guys made to comp. Second game had a little better kind of overall rounded comp, and it showed. I mean, you guys got an early advantage, and it was really snowballed to victory very quickly. 24-minute win is
Appreciate
a fast win.
Yeah,
the second game,
hats off to Yordles too. Good game, guys. I was watching the last game against Banditos, and I was impressed with how they put those two wins together, man. Hats off to them.
Of course, definitely. I really enjoyed playing this series against these guys. I mean, definitely the first game was a fun one. A little bit tighter game, a little more competitive in that regard. Second one, again, we got ahead. Malzahar got ahead of me, but we just we got a couple early roam kills and kind of just Eevee up in the top lane just kind of outscaled the Maokai, and it kind of just snowballed out of control pretty quickly, unfortunately for them.
So, if you anything else, Tuva? Do you guys have any parting words?
I mean, personally, this was the first time playing with these guys. I appreciated it, the opportunity to play with Avante and Cows for asking me to play the game, the season with them. It was a fun season. It's been cool to kind of be in this for the first time. So thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm very happy that we were able to turn things around from last season. It's rough, man. It's a challenge having 5 guys commit to, hey, we got to show up this night. Hey, we got to do this, and have everyone on the other team too, to be able to schedule it up, and then having the right chemistry can be difficult, especially if it's randos. Like, we know each other through playing League, and sometimes it's hard when you have someone who just kind of pops in an advantage and you kind of get them on the team to have the chemistry going. I think that was our issue last season, and this season we were able to get all of our, all our divisions close enough to be able to run together, and I'm looking forward to next season. Hopefully we move up and maybe even play against you, Gelati.
So I've one. Yeah, I was just gonna say I've got one parting question. When do we get to see you in Galactic?
Time will tell. This is gonna be interesting because we got to see how Atlas does, because Eevee probably won't be able to play for 2 teams in the same division. So time will tell. We'll see.
We're trying to convince him to leave Atlas, but I don't know. Those guys, closer with those guys. So we'll see.
You guys just got to stay tuned and follow us and see what happens with that story.
You guys will have to scrim us sometime. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, please.
Of course.
All right, guys. If you got nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this cast up. Thanks for hanging.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Alrighty. Stream, thank you guys for watching. Tuba, thank you for co-casting. Badger.
Absolutely.
Badger left, but thank you for co-casting also. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a great night. We thank you for your time and attention. It is the most precious thing you have. And everybody have a great night. And I hope to see you guys for our next cast, whenever that happens to be. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Do it. You won't. Play a little, find some outro music real quick. No, not this. Definitely not this. Gotta find some, NCL music. Let me see. No, we're just gonna end it. Whatever. Have a good night, everybody. Professional level right here. Have a great night.